This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace.
Last year, I went through many different life changes. I needed to take a pause and examine how I was feeling in the inside to better show up for the ones who need me to be my best version of myself.
When you're navigating life's changes, Talkspace can help. Talkspace is the #1 rated online therapy, bringing you professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatry providers that you can access anytime, anywhere.
Living a busy life, navigating a long-distance relationship, becoming a first-step father, Talkspace made all of those journeys possible. I could speak with my therapist in the office. I could speak with my therapist in the comfort of my home. I was never alone.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance, no problem. Now get $80 off your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
When you manage procurement for multiple facilities, every order matters. But when it's for a hospital system, they matter even more. Grainger gets it and knows there's no time for managing multiple suppliers and no room for shipping delays. That's why Grainger offers millions of products in fast, dependable delivery, so you can keep your facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Yo, check it out. Thanks again for checking out another edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm 12 Kyle. Then again, you probably already know that by now. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to the podcast. You can find the 12 Kyle podcast just about anywhere. We're on iTunes, Stitcher, Overcast FM, Pocket Cast, and of course, SoundCloud. SoundCloud.com/spell it out TWELVE-KYLE. And of course, I'm on Facebook, Facebook.com/spell it out TWELVEKYLE. And of course, you can always check me out on Twitter at 12Kyle. Also, you can follow the podcast at 12Kyle Podcast. And as well, I'm on Instagram as well at 12Kyle Podcast. And coming soon, we will be on Google Play. All right, so check it out. Here's what I want to talk about today. Let me put you up on a little game, right? I think it's very important when you have a little bit of wisdom to share with the people. And if anybody knows me, they know, I'm a man of the people, right? So I've been working in corporate America, I'd probably say like 16, 17 years, right? And there's some certain do's and don'ts that you just don't do in corporate America. Now, full disclosure, as many of you know, or maybe some of you don't know, I'm married. So being married, I'm not going to engage in, the courting of someone in my office, basically trying to holler at somebody. But every now and then you see people, come together and they have what we call an office boo. What is an office boo? Is when you start dating someone or get into a relationship with someone that you work with. Many people will say that that's not a good idea. Some will say that it's not a bad idea. Personally, even if I weren't married, I wouldn't do it. But the purpose of this podcast, I'm going to put you up on game should you decide to find yourself an office boo. Spring is right around the corner. So, a lot of times when people have these little office boos, they usually develop around this time in the wintertime because obviously the wintertime, you're inside, spend a lot of time, so forth and so on. All right, so here's the thing. First and foremost, if you're going to get an office boo, one thing you need to do is you have to establish some type of ground rules, right? You have to be discreet. And I think it's very difficult to keep people out of you. It's difficult to keep people out of your business first and foremost. It's even more difficult to keep people out of your business if you are seeing them every day at work and then other people find out that you're seeing them. That's tough. It's hard to maintain a level of professionalism and then worry about what people are going to say about you behind your back, right? Because people do talk, and people at work really talk. And if you're trying to be discreet, it only takes a couple of times you going out to lunch with Suzanne before people start speculating. At least that's been the case in the companies that I work for. I remember one time I worked for this company, and the interesting thing about the company was that a lot of people, particularly on our floor, we were all the same age. So just imagine being at a company where I'd probably say 80% of the people were under the age of 30, right? And not only the under age of 30, but it's kind of hip. Everybody's kind of hip hop-ish, just in the world, partying, having a good time. And it's, like I said, it's about 80% of the people. And then I'd probably say let's just say 60 people. So, that's a pretty big number of people to be at a company working together, close proximity, and to be very young age and young impressionable age and be on the dating scene. And most of the people that fell in that demographic were single at the time. So, of course, there were a lot of people in the company that were that were dating each other and sleeping together. So, of course, I wasn't, but that's another story. So I think even back then, this was some years ago, it was hard to be discreet because, again, if you went out with someone a couple of times, even if you're just going to lunch, just to kick it, people will automatically think like that there's something going on. And that's not right, but it is what it is. That's the way the world works. So I think initially, if you're going to develop an office boo, you got to establish some type of ground rules. So, if it's, hey, if we're going to go to lunch, we drive separate cars, that type of thing. If we're going to talk, it's, no more than a hi and bye. We're going to be very discreet at work. So I would say that would be a do, because I'm gonna put you up on some do's and don'ts. So in the do category, do establish some ground rules, right? Because that's imperative. The ground rules will help you determine what your interactions will or won't be at work. Because sometimes, you just can't, depending on where you work and the proximity in which you work with your office boo, you can't have the conversations at work. And I don't mean like arguments. Just you can't have just regular conversations, because not just because people will speculate, but just because maybe you just don't have the time nor the capacity to perform at your job at the highest level and maintain a level of professionalism and be able to carry on with your office boo, right? So do establish some ground rules. So that's a do. Another do, I would recommend that you remain professional for the time that you're at work. A lot of times that's easier said than done, but there has to be some level of professionalism for the time that you're at work, because regardless of what you think, there are always eyes on you. And let's just assume that you're dating Suzanne and she's your boo and nobody knows. But there's still people at work that are watching you, because they're watching to see what time you come in at work, they're seeing what time you go to lunch, they're seeing what time that you leave. They're evaluating your performance. So it goes without saying that you're not going to work and you're being invisible. We all get evaluated at work. I don't care what you do for work. If you're, whether or not you're in working for a Fortune 500 company or if you're digging ditches, we all get evaluated by what we do at work, right? So I would maintain that you probably should try to remain as professional as possible for the time that you're at work. If you work a 9 to 5, you definitely want to be professional during that time, because you can be friendly during business hours, but you want to keep things professional. And what I mean by that is you can't be like holding hands with your office boo. You can't, go over to her desk and try to steal a kiss or cop a feel. I mean, fellas, we try to cop a feel. I mean, if I had office boo, I probably would try to cop a feel. Fortunately, I don't. But if I did, I probably would. And then you don't want nobody to see you copping a feel on your coworker. But that's very possible. So, you definitely want to maintain a level of professionalism. Another thing that I would classify as a do is that you want to find common interests outside of work. Nobody wants to be, kind of, for lack of a better term, smothered. So you have to, even as you're evolving and getting to know someone as your office boo and you guys are starting dating or what have you, you also want to be in a situation where, everything doesn't just revolve around you and this budding relationship and friendship that you're establishing outside of work, because you're already spending time at work. Whether or not people know it or not, you're spending time together at work. So you want to make sure that you develop something outside of work. And hopefully some of the interests that you develop outside of work is that some of the same interests that your office boo does too as well. If you like going to, poetry readings, then hopefully your office boo likes the same thing. If you like, going to sports bars and watching a game, at your local sports bar, then maybe they should like that too. Because again, you're going to spend some time at work. You want to develop interests outside of work because you want to have a healthy and balanced relationship. And that doesn't matter whether or not you work together or not. So I would definitely recommend that. Now, one of the don'ts, and I really got to put you up on game on this one, and it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't date your boss. Okay? I mean, I don't care how cute she is. I don't care how bad she is. I don't care how fly she is. I don't care if she got the best body in the world. You can't date your boss, yo. I mean, that's hustling backwards. I don't care if he looks like whoever the hot looking dude is that you ladies like to claim. If he looks like Denzel, I guess. I don't know. Can't date your boss or your direct report. I have seen this happen in corporate America with people that I know, with people that I've worked with, and it's never worked. Never. Now, I can only tell you about my experiences. While it wasn't me, I saw it firsthand. I mean, I literally had a front row seat at a company because it involved, one of my good friends that I work with. And, he was dating, the boss. I mean, the boss, the VP, right? So it's not a good look, yo. I'm going to tell you why. Even if it works out, your boss could may unconsciously, show favoritism towards you because, you're sleeping with him. I mean, you're giving up the skin. So it's like you smashing your boss. Why wouldn't they look out for you on a project? Why wouldn't they look out for you on a promotion? Why wouldn't they look out for you when it came time to say good things about a certain employee? It's not a good look, yo. It never works out. And then ultimately, what happens when you and your boss break up? When you break up, if it's messy, and you don't like your boss all of a sudden anymore, and your boss doesn't like you all of a sudden anymore, then it really gets tricky. And I'm going to tell you why, because it could lead to some type of lawsuit against the company if, let's say, if you're wrongfully terminated. And if you're terminated for something outside of your job performance or lack thereof. So it's not a good idea, man. I'm telling you, don't sleep with your boss or your direct report. It never ends up. It never goes well. Never. And here's the thing: once people find out, then all eyes are really on you. Like you can't mess it up. I mean, it's even worse once people find out, because they're going to be looking for favoritism. They're going to be looking for, little subtle things. And then once you're found out, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like they will, in some companies, they will move you to a different department if they can, because they don't want the hassle. They don't want the foolishness. They don't want the drama that will ensue. So don't date your boss, man. I can't be any more clear than that. It never goes well, man. It never goes well. Another thing, I think, here's another don't. Don't get involved with someone who is a fling. Whether it be if they were married, or if it's just something where let's just say it's an office crush, not even somebody that you really are serious about. That's not good. That is not good, because depending on who you are and where you are, that almost always gets out. And I'm gonna tell you why it always gets out is because either the man or the woman can't hide their feelings. And they're going to say something that is going to tip people off about you and their involvement with you. Case in point, stand around, when the coffee, we're taking a little coffee break. We're in the break room chilling. And, Suzanne walks in, she speaks to everybody. And, I'm chilling. And Suzanne leaves out the room, and my man Jeff, who doesn't know I'm sleeping with Suzanne, says, "Man, Suzanne's got a banging body." Now all of a sudden, I'm catching feelings because he's talking about the chick that I'm sleeping with. What you mean she got a banging body? You like her? You want to holler at her? I mean, like, it can really escalate really, really quick. So yeah, your office boo, if it's gonna be an office boo thing, don't let it be a fling. Don't let it be, with somebody, especially don't let it be with somebody who's married, because that could get even messier. So don't do that. Another don't, and this probably could have been number one. Don't run your mouth. I mean, I can't be any clearer than that. You got to keep your mouth shut, man. And sometimes that is the hardest thing to do. Because when you're seeing somebody new, and everything's all, beautiful in the beginning, and you're spending time together, and you're talking on the phone, and you're kicking it at work. You want to tell somebody. And sometimes you develop, friendships and relationships at work with people, coworkers who become, close to you because you spend so much. I mean, think about it. You spend more time at work than you do at home. So, naturally, some people get very close to others at work. I don't, but that's another story for another day. Unless I already knew you prior to me coming to work. But nonetheless, so when you have a situation where you got a little office boo or whatever, it's easy to want to tell someone about what's going on with this person. I mean, who wouldn't want to, if you got a new relationship, who wouldn't want to share the most, maybe not the most intimate details, but details about what's going on? You can't run your mouth, man. You can't run your mouth because for the simple fact that some people love to gossip. And some people will be waiting on that type of information that you divulge to them, and they're just going to take it and run with it. I mean, it could be something even as simple as a compliment. They might run with it. I could say, hey, Suzanne's got a bad body. And maybe they don't know that I'm seeing Suzanne, but people can take that and run with it. So you really, you got to keep your mouth closed, man. And I understand for some women and for some men, that's very, very hard to do. But you got to do it, man. Keep your damn mouth closed. We can't creep if everybody know what's going on. We just can't. So, and you got to keep in mind that when people spread gossip, to them it's entertainment. And you never know what people's motives are behind it. They could be jealous of you. They could be envious of your position. They could use that to, they could say, well, hey, you're trying to use this to climb up the ladder, especially if you're, sleeping with somebody who, or your office boo is somebody who is in a different position, or if they're, someone, a subordinate, or if they're your superior. So keep your mouth closed, man. Keep your mouth closed, because if you don't keep your mouth shut, trust me, somebody's going to report you to HR. That's always a given that you're going to get. I can't be any more clear than that. It will get to HR. And once it gets to HR don't want no problems. They don't. They don't want no problems, man. I'm telling you. Another don't be seen in obvious places, right? I mean, if there's a little park, around the corner from the job, and, you want to sneak away on a spring afternoon just to, get yourself a little kiss. Come on, man. You can't do that. I mean, you can't be in places that's obvious where you can be seen by coworkers. You can't, if they want to meet in the cafeteria. I mean, that's obvious. Everybody is in the cafeteria. So, like I said, all that needs to happen is for people to see you a couple of times with this person, and all of a sudden, regardless of whether or not you have an office boo or not, people will make assumptions. They will. I mean, let's just keep it 100. They will. So you don't want to put yourself in a situation where maybe you're having to defend what it is that you have or don't have with someone, or people's interpretation of what they think you may have. So you can't be seen in obvious places. I mean, now if you want to hit the bar after work and you just so happen to see a coworker there, that's different. But I mean, places at work, places in close proximity to your job, can't do it. You just can't do it, because you're too close. You're too close, and it becomes too close for comfort. You know what I'm saying? And it's just too easy to be found out. Another don't, and this one ranks up there right with, don't run your mouth. Don't flirt using email or the company equipment, if you will. Email, telephone. You just can't. You cannot. Everything has to be above board when it comes to that type of stuff. Technology, my motto, y'all. Technology ain't player friendly. It's just not. I can't be any more clear than that. Let me say it again for those of you who did not hear what I just said. Technology ain't player friendly. It's not. So you can't send your office boo an email talking about what you're going to do to her after work, because that's the company email. And you have to assume, regardless of whether or not they tell you or not, you have to assume that any email that you send at work is being monitored, right? So there you go. I mean, you just can't do that. That just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So you don't use the phones, don't use emails. If you have If your job provides you with your own personal cell phone, don't do any of that, because it almost always, I mean, that is the easiest way to get jammed up. Other than just running your mouth, that's probably the easiest way to get jammed up, is to be talking on the phone or corresponding via email about your personal relationship with this person or what have you, your office boo. So can't do it, man. Technology ain't player friendly. What's another one, man? This is pretty self-explanatory. Don't ever date more than one person from your office. Can't be out here hoeing, man. I'm just sorry. I hate to use that word, man, but you just can't. It can't only be one person. You can only have one office boo at your company. So if you're working for Hewlett Packard, hey, while you're at HP, you got one office boo, right? If you move over and start working at Coca-Cola, hey, you got one office boo. If you move over and start working with Nike, you got one office boo. I mean, you can't have like 3-4 office boos in a 4-year period at Hewlett Packard. I mean, the word will get around. The word will get around that you get around. So, you probably should kind of fall back. You can't. One office boo is more than enough. So don't ever date more than one person from your office. And last but not least, man, I think you have to, especially in the era of social media, you got to use discretion. And what I mean by that is that, we all, at least most of us, we use some form of social media. You can't be texting or tweeting or Facebooking about your office boo and what they did or did not do to piss you off. Because 9 times out of 10, you're probably Instagram friends with, or somebody's following you from work, or Facebook friends with someone else from work. So the moment that you vent about this particular person, even if you don't mention them by name, if it's your office boo and you're doing that, then it can easily get back to someone else in the office. And again, if you tweet about it, you press send, hey, it's out there for everybody to see, regardless of whether or not you name them by name or not. So fall back on the social media, man. I mean, fall back on the social media rants. You just gotta, sometimes you gotta eat that stuff, man. You gotta, in the great words of my man, Coach Herman Edwards, man, you can't press in. You just can't press in. If you want to type it up, but you can't press in, because any and everything might happen after you press in. So that's pretty much it, man. I just wanted to give you guys and just put you up on game about the office boo. Some do's and don'ts. Again, I know spring is right around the corner. It's starting to warm up a little bit in certain parts of the country. Pretty soon spring will be here, and then subsequently the summer, and everybody want to get with the little office boo. Personally, I would not advise it, but if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. I just laid out the blueprint for you. It's up to you to follow it. That's gonna do it for me, man. This is another edition of the 12 Kyle podcast. I'm 12 Kyle. Thanks for checking me out. I'll holler at you guys next time. 5,000.
If you work in university maintenance, Grainger considers you an MVP, because your playbook ensures your arena is always ready for tip-off. And Grainger is your trusted partner, offering the products you need all in one place, from HVAC and plumbing supplies to lighting and more. And all delivered with plenty of time left on the clock, so your team always gets the win. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, visit Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.